one, go ahead.
Hello, Deal members. Pat coming to you from the Learning Center here in our indoor studio. And I know I have a tendency to get a little technical in some of these videos, so today I'm going to go back to basics a little bit, and hopefully this is a great video to share with anyone in your family looking to get into the game of golf, or if you just kind of want to get back to basics. So 3 things I'm going to talk about here. First one, the clubs, okay? So understanding the club itself. The major difference between these clubs are the length of the club and then the lie angle at which it comes up from the ground. Meaning this is a 9-iron right here. And if you take a look, go back to our 5th grade days on a protractor, you can see that this 9-iron comes out of the ground at approximately, maybe a 58-degree angle. Now compared to a fairway wood or a driver, that's going to sit much lower to the ground, probably at about 45 degrees, 42 degrees. So the difference in these clubs in the design, they are meant to swing more up and down or more around you. So a general rule of thumb is the longer the club is, the further I need to stand from the ball in order for that club to swing the way that it was made to swing. And the shorter the club, the closer I need to stand to that in order to get that club to set up. So sometimes we can get blinded by our swing thoughts or the golf tip that we just read, and sometimes we lose track that these clubs are just designed to sit flat on the ground with whatever angle that it was intended to be made on. Now that would obviously be a major role of me fitting people for clubs to get that angle correct for people so that the club can hit the ground square and the club face pointed towards the target. So that's our kind of first reset in case you're learning the game. Second one is going to be what my body's goal in this is to do. And I'll keep it as simple as I can. Mike, you come over here for a little bit for me. Mike's our cameraman today. The goal of our body when we swing this club is really just to return the club back to the ground. Okay, that's it. So if my body stays facing forward and facing the golf ball, and it doesn't move very well in my swing, and stays right here, it's really hard for me to return that club back to the ball. So the role of my body in the golf swing is to form some sort of pivot and turn. Can we clean that pivot up? Yes. Can we make the pivot maximize for a better kinetic chain to transfer energy up through our body? Yes. Can we stabilize the turn so that it's more repeatable? Yes. But forget about all that for now and just know that you need to turn, okay? So any sort of mobility when you try to turn or when you try to get ready for golf, that's huge. I'm going to go through 2 exercises that I do every day for mobility. 1, upper body mobility. I lay on the ground, put my knees out at a 90-degree angle, and I simply just open up my chest. I try to squeeze the back of my right shoulder blade to really try to open up my spine and increase my mobility that way. The second one I do, from a beginner perspective, you're much better doing this on something that's elevated so you don't have to get down, but it would be your typical pigeon stretch where your legs bent and you're using your body weight to get into your lower body and increase my mobility with my hips. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is because in the golf swing, my body needs to turn in order to hit the ball and then the ground. The last one, I can't really give you a tip for it, and this is kind of why we're here, and this is why I have a job and a career. This club face, where it's pointed, is about 85% of where that ball's gonna go. It's the most important thing. It's everything. It's like living without water and food. So how do you get that straight? I don't no idea, and I bet you don't either, because I've played my whole life and there's times where I can't figure it out. How I have to hold the club, how I have to rotate it, not rotate it. It's really a trial and error thing. So if you're a true beginner, my best advice would be try to come to a situation like this, an environment like this, or Tuesday night at the range when it's quiet, and try to figure it out, because that's what we all did when we were little and we didn't really care where we hit it. So that's just gonna be a trial and error thing. So don't be afraid to try. You hit one, my favorite saying with the club face in golf is 1 mile left of 1 mile right is straight. So sometimes you gotta feel like you're a mile off to be down the middle of the fairway. So don't beat yourself up on that. The other stuff you can work on, you can think about, you can increase your mobility. How to hit it straight? Let's try to figure it out together, or just do it with your family and friends. Thanks.